This is Avalaura Gaither Bahari, the spiritual sage. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite topics, and of course my reason for being, my purpose for being, my mission in life, and that is healing. Healing! So look, what is healing? You know, today what I want to talk about is one of the 7 misconceptions that people have when it comes to healing, and part of the reason why you never really truly heal your problems, because one of these or all of these 7 things are in your way. So we're going to talk about what are the 7 biggest reasons that you are having problems healing, or the 7 biggest misconceptions when it comes to healing, okay? So let's talk about it. Questions, comments, feedback. You can certainly ask me a question or make a comment below. You can contact me at www.avalaura.com. So let's get into it. But first, I want to start with a quote. And this is a quote from Laura Davis in her book, Courage to Heal. Although healing brings a better life, it also threatens to permanently alter life as you've known it. Your relationships, your position in life, your position in the world, even your sense of identity may change. Coping patterns that have served you for a lifetime will be called into question. When you make the commitment to heal, you risk losing much of what is familiar. As a result, one part of you may want to heal while another resists change. Couldn't have said it any better than myself. Show over. No, let me stop. Video is done. And I'm going to address some of these things, but I wanted to read that to you because I see this every day with my work. Every single day I see this with my clients. So if you are feeling this way, you are not alone. That's the first thing I want you to really understand. You're not alone. This is very common when it comes to healing. It is the best work that you can possibly do, and it is the most challenging work that you can possibly do. It will test you on every level. It just will. That's just the nature of true healing. I'm not talking about that surface stuff, because I don't do surface over here. You don't come to Avalaura for surface. You come to me when you want to get the job done. When you truly want to heal, when you want to grow, when you want to transform your life, you come to me. But if you want to do that surface stuff or that stuff you see on TV that people tell you you don't have to do any work, that's not me. we don't do that over here. We don't do the hour TV show and then your life is healed. It doesn't work that way. So let's talk about it. So the first misconception is that healing is for weak people with problems. For weak people. I don't need to do that. I don't need to heal. I'm good. My life is great. Well, that's called denial. And you can't heal somebody that's in denial. But that's one of the first misconceptions, is that people think that when you need to heal, you have to be down and out, or it's a certain way that it looks, or maybe it's just a physical thing, that healing is all about, you know, if you have cancer, if you have knee problems or arthritis, that's healing. Understanding though that healing is mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. It is not just physical. So it's on every single level, and everybody can do some healing work. Everybody. You don't have to be down and out to need to do some healing work to go ahead and change and improve your life. So healing is not just for the weak people, just for the down and out. Healing doesn't have a certain look to it, a certain face, a certain age. Whatever you look like, that's what healing looks like. Okay? So that's number one. And I see this a lot. Like, for instance, we talk about here in the Black community that, you know, we don't do counseling. Counseling's for crazy people. I'm not crazy. I can just go to the church, or I can just do this, I can just do that. I don't need counseling. That's some BS. We all can use some counseling. So it does not have a certain look. Healing is not relegated to a certain race, a certain culture, a certain gender. It doesn't work that way. Healing is for everybody. So that's the first thing. 2, healing is easy. People have a nerve to think that healing is very easy. And again, I think because we live in this world where that's what we see. We're marketed this way. And we see TV, we see Dr. Phil, or we see Ayama Fix My Life, and you know, it can be done in an hour TV show. And even those people haven't done it in an hour. It's been edited down to an hour. But healing takes work. It's not easy. As I said, it's some of the hardest work that you will ever do. You have to dig deep. You have to have courage. You have to allow yourself to be vulnerable. You have to allow yourself to go there, to face the things that maybe you don't want to see, the things that you've been running away from, the things you have been in denial about. And you have to allow those things to come up so that you can address them in a healthy way. Healing takes work. It ain't easy. So I will say, not everybody is ready to do the work to heal, and that's okay. That really is okay. I don't want you to feel ashamed or feel that something is wrong with you because you're not ready to put in the commitment and effort. Most people aren't. I can't tell you how many people I get who come to me who say, oh, Avalaura, you're exactly what I've been looking for. I'm going to give you a call. And I never hear from them. They ain't ready. And I know when they say it, they ain't ready. They're not fooling me. They might be fooling themselves, but I know, because I know when the person is ready to do the work to heal. I've seen it so much. I know a person who is ready to get to just go at it, because it's work. It is work. And I'm not saying that, that you have to, again, look a certain way or be a certain way. You just have to be ready. You have to be willing. You have to have the commitment. I'll show you the way. I'll tell you what to do, but you got to do it. So it's a partnership here. You got to do the work, but I'll tell you what to do. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to have the willingness and the commitment, and know that it's not going to be easy, but it is possible, it is doable, and you can, in fact, do it. So healing is not easy. Number 3, premature healing. This is a big one. So maybe some of you have had counseling already, or maybe you've gone to the doctor, or whatever it is for whatever your problem is, and you think that you're good. You're done. And yet you're still having problems. But I already had counseling. I already did this. Premature healing. If you have to ask if you were healed, you're not healed. If the things that used to bother you still bother you, you're not healed. Because see, when you've been healed, when it's, and I'm not even going to say done, because healing is never done. As long as we are alive, as long as we are here, we are always working on healing something. One area of your life can be good. Let's say your relationships are great. Now maybe you're working on your money, or now maybe you're working on your health, or now you're working on your spiritual relationships, your connection to God. Whatever it might be, there's always something to work on. So healing is never done. But when you get closer to done, okay, you know it. You have a peace about things. The things that used to get on you, maybe there was people who really would get on your nerves, your mama or whoever it might be, whatever triggered you. The things that used to trigger you no longer trigger you. That doesn't mean that you like them. It doesn't mean that at all. It just simply means that you don't allow them to bother you, because you've gotten to the source of whatever the pain was that you were working through, so it just no longer bothers you anymore. Healing doesn't mean that your life is perfect. It simply means that you're able to accept your life as it is and work through that. So, premature healing. Thinking you are done when you are not done. Thinking you are healed when there's still more work to do. And this is a big one too. I even see this a lot with mental illness. You see this with clients who are maybe bipolar, depressed, or taking medication. They're doing good on their medication, and because they're doing good, then they get off the meds because they're like, well, I'm good. Well, the thing that got you good, the medication that stabilized you, if you stop taking it, you're no longer good. So, premature healing. That's a big, big problem. Again, that's denial. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing, thinking that healing is a microwave meal when it is a slow cooked, loving soup or stew that you sits on the stove for hours and hours, and you put in your spices and your herbs and you taste it. It's like, oh, not quite there yet. You go back and you put in some more stuff. Closer, but we're still working on that. Healing is not a microwave meal. It's not something you can pop in a microwave for 5 minutes and then it's done. Healing is something that can be done over a lifetime. It takes time, energy, and effort. Healing is a process. Do not come to me for one session of Reiki or counseling or Marable, whatever it might be, and think that you're done. It doesn't work that way. If you come to me, you see, and I'll tell you the truth, because there's a lot of people who will just take your money and just say, oh yeah, you're good. No, it doesn't work that way. Healing is a process. It needs time. You have to give it time. You cannot just think, again, it's not, and we live in this microwave world. We live in this world. See, We don't even know how to work for things anymore. Let's be real. Since the internet, a lot of us have gotten really lazy. I grew up when we had to go to the library. Did y'all have that card catalog? You know, I grew up in that age when I had to research. I had to go to the card catalog and go through the cards and look for what I wanted, and then go to the shelves or the stacks to find what I was looking for. See, now you just get on your computer, or you get on your phone or your tablet, you type in something, and bam, Google gives you everything. That's not healing. It takes time. It is a process. And because we're so used to doing things so fast now, we have no patience. We don't understand that things take time, that good things come to those who wait, that you need patience. So healing is a process. It is not a microwave meal. It is a slow cooking stew that you pour your love and your heart and your soul into. You put your foot in it. That's what healing is, okay? Number 5, you only have to do things physically to heal. How many of you think that? I see this all the time. You got cancer. Oh, I can change my diet and the cancer's going to go away. And there's so many people out here who are selling you this stuff. Or all you got to do is detox. Or all you have to do is juice and I'm good. Really? No. It doesn't work that way. Healing, mental, spiritual, emotional, physical, holistic healing. It is holistic. It is not just physical. So many times I see people who have problems. You have depression and you exercise. Now look, exercise is great, but please don't think that exercise is going to cure your depression. No, there's more work that you have to do. Working physically is not enough. Changing your diet is not enough. You need to do more things. You might need therapy. Not might, you will. You might need the medications. So there are other things that you have to do. You cannot just think that healing only happens on a physical level. Physically, that's the only thing that we see. And because it's something that we see, we think that that's the most powerful. But I want you to understand something. The most powerful healing occurs in the unseen. Those things that you can't see. You can't see the internet, but you know it works. How powerful is the internet? We have no idea how the internet works. But we know we type something into our Google, to Yahoo or whatever, and something else comes up. The unseen is much more powerful than the seen. The spiritual is much more powerful than the physical. That's why I do spiritual counseling, spiritual healing, energy work that works on our energy, the things that we can't see, because it's way more powerful than what's happening physically. So a lot of you, when you are looking to heal, you're only working physically because it's all you see and it's all you know. You got to dig deeper than that. That ain't enough. It's not enough. So healing is holistic. There's much more than just the physical aspect of healing. Number 6. Oh, this is a big one. Now, some of you, you might think this is a little bit controversial for you all, but I have to tell you the truth. This whole self-healing thing is a misnomer. I love the self-help movement and all the books and the tapes and everybody who has come out of this movement and has given us some great information. But a lot of bad has come from it too, because what has happened is that you now feel as a consumer that if you read this book, if you pick up this tape, if you go to this workshop, then now you know what to do to heal yourself. There's books, heal your life, heal yourself. Look, I want to explain something to you. You can't heal yourself. You can't. Now, before you be like, Avalaura, how can you say that? You're trying to say I'm not powerful? You're trying to say I don't know what I'm doing? Yes, I'm trying to say you don't know what you're doing. Doctors go to school for how many years to learn what they do? I was in school for how many years, and then even after traditional school, then I went into the school of life and everything else that I had to learn. This is not something that you can do on your own. Let me tell you the true definition of self-healing. Self-healing means taking responsibility for your healing. Understanding that you need to take responsibility and you need to do the work to heal. But it does not mean that you heal yourself. You can't heal yourself. How can you, who created the problem, then solve the problem? It doesn't work that way. And so often, this is what we're taught. And this is what happens. I have so many clients who come to me, I will tell you, they've been struggling with the same problems for years because they've been trying to fix it themselves. And only after they finally figure out that they need help, they come to me and say, Avalaura, I can't believe I've been struggling with this problem for years. And I come to you for 1 session, 2 sessions, 3 sessions, 10 sessions, and I finally understand. You cannot do it alone. The doctor who has himself for a client has a fool for a patient. I do this work professionally, and I would never try to heal myself. Never. I have people that I go to. I have a whole support team, a whole system, people that I know exactly who I'm going to go to. If something wrong with me spiritually, I know where I'm going to go. Something wrong with me physically, I know where I'm going to go. Emotionally, I know where to go. You can't do it on your own, and you're not supposed to. That's the thing. And there's nothing wrong with you for not being able to heal yourself, because you're not supposed to be able to do it. That's why God has given us all these gifts. That's why everybody has their purpose for being. So you go to people that it is their gift to help you to heal, and they can help you. That's if your car is sick, needs brakes, needs a transmission, needs an oil change, whatever it might be, you take it to a mechanic to fix it. You don't go on the internet or you pick up a book and say, let me learn how to fix my car. You take it to a person who is an expert in that field, and you go to them for help. Stop trying to do everything yourself. You're not supposed to. That is not what you're meant to do. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses. Okay? So honor that. And there is nothing wrong with you for not being able to fix the problems in your life. The problem is when you don't get help. That is the problem. Self-healing is a misnomer. Self-healing means taking personal responsibility. It does not mean healing yourself. Whew, I feel so much better for getting that out. All right. Number 7. There's something else I want to say too. Maybe I have 8. Number 7. God is the ultimate healer. Okay? Again, I am not taking away your power, but God has all the power. God created life. God can destroy life. You have no control over when you were born, and you have no control over when you die. That lets you know how powerful God is, that He is the ultimate healer. So if you're not doing something spiritually, tapping into your spiritual side to heal, you are not really going to achieve true healing. Very important. I want you to understand this, because a lot of you, again, are trying to do things on a surface level, and you can't do it that way. Healing is not a surface thing. It is a deep, just guttural, very internal process. It is not surface. It takes time, it takes work, it takes commitment. So there's something else that I want to say that I forgot. In order to really heal, when we talk about physically healing, we have to get to the root of the problem. We're always having to get to the root. And so that's what I'm saying. When I'm saying that it's not surface, that's what I mean. That you got to go deep. It's like peeling the layers of the onion. You peel open one layer and you see something and you're like, ooh, what's that? You peel open the other and you see something else, and you keep peeling. You keep peeling until you get to the root. That's what healing is. So you're always having to dig deeper. Just when you think you've got it all, something else happens to let you know you ain't got it yet, and you got to keep going. So healing is always getting to the root of what is happening with you. The other thing that I want you to understand too is when I'm talking about not just working physically as well, is that I want you to understand that when we talk about the healing process, I want you to know that this is natural. I want you to know that this is not saying that you have a problem or your life is just so messed up or you're worthless or you're hopeless. I want you to understand that healing is a very natural part of life. As we age, as we get older, things break down. We're not supposed to be here forever. Things take work, they take maintenance. Again, you have a car and you have to give it gas. You have to give it oil. You have to fuel it. And it breaks down at a certain point. You have to take it to the shop to get it fixed. No matter how much money you spend on a car, no matter how expensive it is, no matter how new it is, it's going to have problems at some point. It's going to break down. It's going to need to go to the shop. Okay? Your house. You're going to have to do maintenance on your house. No matter how new it is, no matter how much money, there's always going to be something breaking down in your house that you're going to have to fix. Healing is a natural part of life. It doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. You're supposed to have to work on your healing. This is supposed to happen. So I want you to stop when something goes wrong in your life. Like, gosh, what's wrong with me? Why does this keep happening? Something is supposed to happen. We're supposed to have problems. You're supposed to have to work on yourself to grow and improve. That's what life is all about. So don't fight it. Embrace it. Healing is a natural part of life, and the quicker you embrace it and accept it for what it is, the quicker you can live the life that you have always wanted to live. Questions, comments, feedback? Ask below. Feel free to contact me. You can get more information at www.avalaura.com. You can also get on my wonderful mailing list and get inspirational videos like this and so many other things, along with my free ebook Power at www.spiritualsage.net/spiritual counseling. I look forward to seeing and assisting you. Until next time, wishing you peace, love, and bountiful blessings.